Hello, this is High Templar. Welcome back to my Total War Warhammer mechanics videos. And today I want to talk about lance formation, or how it was called before, the wedge. So, we have Knights of the Realm here in the lance formation. The lance formation, as you can read, is giving plus 50% acceleration, plus 50% deacceleration, plus 24% charge speed, and plus 36% charge bonus. So as you can see, the charge bonus on this unit is now at 92, which is scary. But also it decreases power chance for missiles and speed in general of the unit. So it will not be able to catch the enemy as easily, but when they do into charge speed, they will be actually faster, which is pretty interesting mechanics. So we will be matching up those Knights of the Realms against the Knights of Blazing Sun. Knights of Blazing Sun are better in almost every way. They have better armor. They have pretty much the same melee attack because those guys have bonus versus sludge plus 10, so it's a match. They have slightly lower melee defense and the weapon strength is lower because of the bonus versus sludge. And without lance formation, those guys have higher charge bonus, but they are also more expensive. So it should be like a close to even match. Let's see what will happen here.
Blood these lands!
We have impact here. And on the impact itself, as you can see, both of the units suffered heavy losses. However, it would seem that the Knights of the Realm has suffered more, even though it's very prominent in this unit when the hit point just went down like crazy. And parts of it is armor, but not all of it. Most of it is actually the formation. That is the problem, because not all the knights are hitting here. There is obviously more of a hit space in the Knights of Blazing Sun because they are going around the Knights of Blazing, Knights of the Realm. So, but that was on the hit itself. After the hit, it will be more similar because of the large bonus versus large, but the Knights of the Realm had lost just too many men. 10 difference in here, 8 difference in here, and as I've mentioned before, it is just not enough to actually do this, and this is a close defeat. But if we look at the stats, you will notice that the Knights of Blazing Sun still have 68 men on the battlefield. That is not much considering how little health they have, but they still could do back charges into the enemy. So what went wrong here? Well, like I said, the lance formation actually went wrong. Let's have a look at the same battle when we will go without lance formation. This is exactly the same battle, exactly the same map. It's Glacial Lake, so it's very flat. Perfect testing environment. Wish I could have map like that in Rome too. But it's more complicated in Rome too. So here we are going into very wide formation, as you can see. Slightly wider than those guys, Knights of Blazing Sun. We only have 4 ranks. Going around, wrapping around. And on the impact, the Knights of the Realm are getting slightly more hit, but it's slightly more. Not as more prominent, even in this unit actually. The Knights of Blazing Sun got the worst of it, by a small margin, but still. And we know that the bonus versus large, later on, will actually put the balance of power into the Knights of the Realm. So it's 44 to 43, 43, 45, I don't want to prolong this video.
Sigma demands
23-25, 23-22, and those guys are actually wavering. But as you can see, both of the units are actually almost dead. And this is the results that you would expect from those units because their stats are so similar. Knights of the Realm being marginally better. So Knights of the Realm defeated this unit here, and it seems that the Knights of Blazing Sun has defeated Knights of the Realm here. With 13 units left here and 16 units left here, we will have a win, I guess, on the Knights of Blazing Sun, unless those guys will rout back. One final charge. It will be very deadly because those guys have a very low hit points. Oh dear. And we have Knights of Blazing Sun routed back, but I don't think they will be in time here because there is 200 health left on those units and only 6 of them alive. 6 on both actually. And yes, this is the end. Because Knights of the Realm were actually winning the engagement. So this is pretty much the same results as we've seen in the Rome 2. Wedge is useless for the Shock Calf because Shock Calf wants to be able to apply this charge bonus to as large area as possible. And the Wedge or the Lance Formation is not allowing to do that. It's actually allowing for your enemy to wrap around you and kill you. This was the only viable option when you had melee Cav going against Shock Cav that were using Wedge, but that is not possible in Warhammer because none of the melee Cav units do possess Wedge or Lance Formation or anything, even Questing Knights, if you will see. Even Bretonnian Questing Knights will not possess Wedge. Here they go. No Wedge. So it would seem that Lance Formation was not properly thought through. There are very rare occasions that it would make sense to use it, and one of those is when your knights are heavily depleted and they are hitting in the back of the enemy unit. Then, because they will not be engaged, it makes sense to hit the enemy unit with additional charge bonus, and all the units will hit either way because that's how it works. That is, however, also you need to take into account that the morale modifier from hitting in the back from several units will be probably the area of impact will be reduced, so it will be applied to only a single unit. So that's a drawback, but it's possible if you have not like many knights left, whether those guys be Grail Knights or the Knights of the Realm. You could use that. We would see them in Britannia here, or those guys also have Lance Formation, but the Melee Knights, both Melee Knights, do not have those. So yeah, it's an option that you can use in very rare occasions, and most of the time it's useless. Even if you have a full unit and you are hitting the back of the melee troops, it is better to use as wide formation as possible to inflict as much damage as possible and fear at the same time. Well, morale modifier, and that would be only useful, as I've mentioned, when your unit is heavily depleted and all knights will hit the targets either way, no matter of the formation. So, this is it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos. I do mechanics videos, I do mod reviews, I do many let's plays in Total War series and other games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.